down for a meal and conversation. All are invited to the table to hear the message of inspiration and hope from small business owners across the country as we celebrate diversity in culture and cuisine. Welcome to Food COMA, Conversations Over Meals in America, hosted by Cynthia McAllister.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Food COMA, Conversations Over Meals in America. And I'm here with a fantastic guest, Rebecca Gregory. Okay, and you guys need to hear her story and hear all about her business. But of course, first, we're going to get into the food. Okay, Rebecca, you shared a wonderful recipe with me and I made it. I'd like to hear more about it. You want to go ahead and share?
Well, this now I'm the cook that does not do measurements and all that. I listen for the ancestors. So this was a task in and of itself to do a recipe. But this meal is something that I prepared for my family one time. And it was that meal where they were like, okay, who made this? Because you didn't make, where you get it from. So it's a meal that I wanted to prepare something that's easy. I try to teach my kids how to cook meals, that they can take when they're gone away. My daughter is almost out of the house. I want to make sure she knows how to cook. So it's Italian stuffed shells, and who doesn't love spaghetti? If you don't, I know there are some, but everybody loves spaghetti. But I wanted a different spin on spaghetti, and so I looked up different things. So it's a mixture of spaghetti / lasagna all in one shell, and I think it's a great dish, a hearty dish, and one that people love. I've taken it to a couple of potlucks, and yeah.
Oh my gosh, you know what? I was tasting, okay, so I made the dish myself, and I'm like, oh, this filling could be used for multiple things. You don't even have to put it on a shell. You could put that in like a frittata. You could put that with eggs. You could put that with anything. Yep. I'm like, a burrito?
Yep. Sometimes, stuffed peppers. You can put it in there and make that. So it's a very versatile dish. Did you like it?
I did, and I'm a cheese fanatic. So that was right up my alley.
Me too. I love cheese. It's one of those dishes that, everybody can enjoy, and it really does give you that home feeling. And so that's one reason why I love this dish so much, because it has that everybody come to the table, let's eat and enjoy a meal and conversation and just enjoy each other.
Yes. All right, so let's talk a bit about your business. Your company is RG Coaching and Consulting. Yes, now let's hear a little bit more about, when did you start your business and what is your business?
Well, it started about 5 years ago, but I didn't go official until last year. Mm-hmm. And that was just, out of fear. My business is a leadership and personal development firm. We focus on women in leadership and just making sure that they have the tools necessary to be successful in whatever the next phase of life looks like for them. And they can be corporate wise, they can be entrepreneurship, they can be in education, whatever their field is or whatever they're trying to get into. My passion is to help them develop those skills necessary, or those skills that they think that they're waning in, to be that person that they're looking to be in their field. And it started with myself, of course, just coming from, started from the bottom. Now we're here. That's really a true life story, and just the different things that I endured and the different transformations that I went through, even to get to where I am now. I always have this motto: if there's one, there's two. And so I knew if there was me going through something, there's another lady similar going through another situation just like mine. And I've always been the person who, once you get to a certain level, you reach back and help someone else get to that level. And it's a continuous journey. And so I have a dear friend who just kept pushing. She was like, you need to be out here coaching people. And, just where my mind was, that self-esteem just wasn't where it needed to be. And I was doing it, slickly on the side and helping different people. But I was like, you know what? I can make some money off of this. Right. And so just having that support team push me past what they said, the in-house, the shade tree mechanic, pushing me past the shade tree coaching and saying, really make this a legitimate business and go out here and help people the way that you know how to help people, was probably one of the biggest pivots that I've ever had. And when I stepped out there, it was one of the greatest rewards, not monetarily, so to speak, but just seeing people's lives change. I've had people who, were dealing with not necessarily low self-esteem, but just not the confidence that they needed to pursue their goals or their dreams, and seeing them transform and go after, and I mean go after 110%, is the most rewarding thing for me. And so, just like I said, it started with my own story and wanting to see other women pursue and conquer and be the best that they want to be and know to be.
And you are living your dream. So that is so great to see. Now, starting a business is rough. So what made you decide to take that leap and just go into starting your own business?
One, wanting to be legitimate and not out here just, finagling and being in hobby form. I knew this was more than a hobby. I knew it was more than something that I just, thought I could do. It's what is innate. It's inside of me to do. And so just pushing past what limits I thought I had and going out there and saying, okay, we're going to be legitimate. We're going to be for real about what we're doing. And we're going to make sure that we have everything set up in place for people who want to do this on a grander scheme. And so that was the biggest push for me. And then of course the second one, who's not in their bag? I'm about the coins. And so I'm like, let's make some money. If people can get paid doing what they love every day, surely I can too. And so that was it. And then, well, the third thing I will definitely say is creating legacy and generational wealth. I am big on that. I have pushed both of my children to go after their dreams and businesses. And so I'm like, if I'm pushing them and they're starting, I need to, be out there on the forefront as well, not only pushing them, but leading them. And so that would be the third thing.
Wonderful. Now, aren't you all inspired? I know I am. Okay, we're going to hear more when we come back after this.
What I've taken away from this wonderful, informative workshop is there's so many different ways to market your business, brand your business, so many different resources that you can utilize, whether it be social media, print, videos, and I'm going to be incorporating quite a few of those tips and tricks in my marketing business plan and strategy. Thank you so much, Cynthia McAllister with KeySpot.
Today's exercises were very stimulating. I'm ready to get out there and build this business.
It was a great workshop, a lot of informative information, and I learned a great slogan for my business, and the information here was phenomenal, knowing that someone is out there to help you to be successful.
And we're back with more of Food COMA, Conversations Over Meals in America, and I'm your host, Cynthia McAllister. I'm here with Rebecca Gregory. Now, Rebecca, I know it's been a challenge being a business owner. Can you share testimony of how you've overcome challenges?
The biggest challenge for me so far has been getting help. And what I mean by that is realizing that I can't do it all by myself. Even though you want to prove to people that I got this and all of that. But in reality, that's the quickest way to fail when you're trying to do everything on your own. And so overcoming, and if I'm honest, it was just some insecurities that I was dealing with personally that bled over into my business. And so once I got past those insecurities and started soliciting the help that I needed, it's helped me to be able to thrive a little bit more and develop a little bit more. So that's definitely one of the huge challenges that I've had, is to get over myself and say, look, how did you do X, Y, and Z? Or can you help me do so and so, so and so? Just this morning I had a meeting and I was like, I'm at this standstill. What can I do to get past this point? And so just that collaboration and hearing from other women, it was really, really, really important for me, and it was helpful to hear their ideas and information. So I think as a business owner, that's something that you definitely have to get over and realize that asking for help does not mean you don't know what you're doing. It means that you know exactly what you're doing and you know who to put on this team to help you accomplish your goals. And then the second challenge would be, figuring out how to get out there, figuring out, because we hear it all the time, well, the market's oversaturated. No, it's not. You look at Nike, Reebok, Adidas, all of these different shoe lines, all these different cereals. It's not oversaturated. You just got to figure out how to find your niche and your audience and get out there. And so that was a challenge, trying to narrow down who and what and making sure that that's what I'm going after and not just being all over the place.
Yeah. Boy, you hit some good points. You can't be by yourself when it comes to business. You have to have people. And then knowing that the market is not saturated, just finding your lane. And that leads us to KeySpot, because KeySpot is all about supporting small businesses and helping them and connecting them. So we're so happy to have you as a KeySpot business partner and help support you and put you out there. How has KeySpot supported your business?
KeySpot has been, I would say, a breath of fresh air, because you give that space for business partners to network and to connect, but it's not overbearing. Like, do this or we're kicking you out. It gives you that freedom to be authentic. It gives you that freedom to connect how you want to connect, and it provides the platforms for you to connect. KeySpot has also contributed to my business. I won a grant from KeySpot. So that was an awesome experience. That was my first grant ever.
Well, that you were the first winner of the KeySpot Business Partner Grant. The first recipient, yes.
That was a huge support. And even with that support, that built my confidence as a business owner. So that is how KeySpot has definitely contributed to RG Coaching Consulting, and being a part of such a dynamic group is phenomenal and beneficial.
Yes. Now, who are two of your role models in business? Who do you look up to in business?
And I have several. I'm gonna keep it at the required number, the requested number, and I'm gonna go really big, and then I'm gonna come. Well, no, they're both really big to me. First one is Kimora Lee Simmons, and we know her with Baby Fat and all that, but it wasn't just her business; it was her business and then being a mom, and how she handled both of those. Now, what she's totally doing now, I'm not sure, but I was like obsessed with her and how she was a mogul and a mom. And that is what really, really, really intrigued me. I was like, I can do this, because I was a single mom for a minute after my divorce. And so, it was very difficult having these dreams and trying to make sure I'm managing the household and taking care of my kids. And seeing her do that really, really inspired me. I even reached out to her team and emailed and told them that. And, of course, somebody from the team, it wasn't her, responded. But just having that inspiration and someone that went through something similar, of course, it wasn't totally, but just having that inspiration. And then she's a businesswoman. Hands down, she handles business. And that is what I seek to do. And then another one is Dr. Shamika Dean with Shamika Dean Enterprises. She is like just I don't know. She's Superwoman to me, and she doesn't try to be Superwoman. And she's very personable in how she connects with people that she coaches and people that she does workshops with. I'm a part of her business academy as well, and she is just that personable human person. She gives you the human side of business, and so those are definitely two of my role models in business. And yeah,
They sound like, I love the combination. They sound like fantastic role models. It's all about work-life balance as well.
absolutely, and both of them go for that.
Okay, so we're going to be back with more of Rebecca Gregory after this.
KeySpot is a really great app for discovery. I love that it has a focus on women and minority-owned businesses, because I would really like to have a coalition of us. KeySpot has been really instrumental in finding these businesses because you don't always see them listed. KeySpot kind of holds those small businesses to the forefront, and it's been really helpful.
KeySpot has given me the opportunity to present my purpose and passion out into a group of people who I would not have otherwise had access to. So I'm getting continuous exposure for the things that I stand for. And I'll say the people that I love, which are people who need people, and they're in KeySpot. It gives me that opportunity to just be there, get exposure to Tribe Up, share a message, and hopefully help every person who hears this message move one step closer to what it is they're trying to be.
I heard about KeySpot. It was something I wanted to jump on immediately, because KeySpot gives me the opportunity to make my business known not only in Georgia, but also through networking with the events that you're able to have. I'm able to reach out to different business owners, writing articles, and just really helping to promote the app as well as the service to other business owners, to let them know the benefit of being part of KeySpot. So it's been very instrumental.
And we're back with more Food Coma Conversations Over Meals in America. And I'm your host, Cynthia McAllister. And I'm here with Rebecca Gregory. Now, Rebecca, you are also an author. All right, tell us about your latest project.
All right, my latest project is an ebook, and it is entitled Leadership 101 Quick Tips for Women and Leadership. And it's geared towards women who are new in leadership, who are stepping into new arenas. Even if they've been in leadership before, they're going to a different facet of leadership. And it's the basic and the foundation principles of leadership. And the reason I created this book is because just being across so many different platforms in employment, leadership is I think it's one of, not a lost art, but it's misunderstood. And people are thinking that if I get in this position, I'm automatically a leader, and that's not necessarily the case. And so leaders, we hear the phrase leaders are born. No, leaders are developed. And so I think it's a key tool for, and it can be used by anybody. I just said women in leadership because that's who I'm geared towards. But it's those reminders of why you are in this position and what you do with this position and how you handle the position of leadership, and understanding that it's a privilege and it's not a right, and that it's something that you have to handle with care and you have to handle with intentionality. And so I made it an ebook because I know people, especially those in leadership, are always on the go. And when you're new in leadership, you don't have a lot of time to pick up a hard book and read. But you if you have this, on your phone, you have on your iPhone, on your tablet, your laptop, whatever it is, you can always look at it and reference it and say, okay, I need to look at emotional intelligence record. What I need to do? So it's something that it's a quick reference, but it's something that's also a good read and good information for those who are navigating new territory.
Wow, sounds like a fantastic book. So we'll make sure to post some information about that at the end of the show. So Rebecca, where do you see your business in the future?
always try to have some type of affirmation, even when I'm forced to make an affirmation, because I'll back down because of, insecurities or fears or whatever. But I made a post a few weeks ago on my Facebook page, and it was answering this question, and I didn't even know the question was coming. But I see my business as one of the top coaching firms for women and for companies. And it's just in the area of leadership development, because I think that it is so important, especially with COVID and the way it has flipped the script on leadership and innovation and navigating new territories and being mindful and social, emotional, where all those different things that have come into play. So I see myself as being a top tier coaching and consulting firm, and I see it impacting lives more than just business wise, but what they learn will overflow into other areas of their life. And so, I see it growing and really being a big, impactful company throughout the country.
And it will happen. When you put it out there, it will happen, okay? Believe it.
Yes, ma'am.
So what are some words of wisdom you have for others in business or others who are starting their own business?
One, make sure that you make sure it's what you want to do and not what someone has said you should do. And because, a lot of times we have our gifts and talents and we are good at certain things, but you should make money off of it. And it might not be what you're passionate about and what you can make money from. You just might be good at doing that particular thing. So make sure that if you're starting a business, that is something that you want to do, something that you're passionate about, and something that is going to change lives, whatever that business is. And then that is what's going to drive you during the dry seasons and during the moments where you want to give up. Two, make sure you do your due diligence with research and with all of the technical aspects of the business. If you're legitimate, you're finding out what you need to do in your state to become a legitimate business. You are, researching tax laws and all the technical stuff that comes with the business. Make sure you do your due diligence when it comes to that, because you don't want to be out here bootleg and as we say in the South, jackleg and all this other stuff. You want to make sure that you're legitimate, because people when you're saying I'm selling a product or a service, they're going to look for you to be legitimate. And so you want to make sure you operate in that integrity and do the due diligence. And then three, be realistic and know that it won't be, as I say, cherries and sunshine every day. There are going to be some rainy days, going to be some snowy days, some cold days, and some tough days, especially if you're starting out your business and you're still working full time. You're not going to have all of the energy and strength that you think you're going to have. Do not let social media fool you with these entrepreneur gurus. And you have to do what's best for you. You have to be mindful of everything that's in your life, your family, if you have one, children, if you have them, your current job, and your current, everything that deals with you. You have to be realistic and make a realistic plan that's going to incorporate all of those different aspects. And then set goals that you can reach. We hear SMART goals all the time. You have to really, really, really set those for yourself and for your business. And then finally, I will say, make sure that you use some form of self-care, because if you don't, you're going to be burnt out early in the game and you're going to be frustrated, and that's the quickest way to throw in the towel. So you have to figure out some form of self-care. This working 24 hours and I don't sleep, I'm going to bed, because if I don't, I'm not going to be any good to the people that I'm working with. I'm not going to be any good to my family, and I'm not going to be any good to myself. So you have to incorporate some type of self-care. Can you take a 7-day vacation every 3 months? No, but you got to figure out what it is that is self-care for you. It might be pausing for 30 minutes and eating a pint of ice cream. I don't know. Whatever works for you, do that in that moment so that you can regroup and refresh and reset.
Oh my gosh. Everybody, that advice was so powerful. Everything that she hit on was very critical. If you're a business owner, All of those things are important. So keep that in mind. All right, so Rebecca, as I said, we're so happy to have you as a KeySpot business partner, and you have so much to share with other business owners. So why would you recommend KeySpot and becoming a KeySpot business partner to others in business?
Just like I said earlier, it gives you this platform to connect and to network. It also gives you a platform to kind of build yourself. When I became a member, I wasn't really putting myself out there like that. And I was like, oh, she's asking tough questions. And so, they're not, a lot of questions, but it was like, it made me think. And so if you're trying to refine yourself and you're trying to actually really, really build your business, being a part of KeySpot will definitely help you cultivate what it is that you're trying to do, where it is you're trying to go, and who it is you're trying to reach. And so I think those are three critical components to a successful business owner, and KeySpot provides that platform for you to do so.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Rebecca, for being on Food COMA Conversations Over Meals in America. And as I said, your dish was delicious. Thank you for sharing that, and the recipe will be available at the end of the show, so everybody can check that out. And once again, thank you for watching Food COMA Conversations Over Meals in America, and I'm your host, Cynthia McAllister. See you next time.